Hey y'all, it is voiceover Annie Noodle here, and I was gonna film a little intro for this where you could actually see my face, because I think that's more friendly, but I am not feeling that right now, so this is what you get. I will go into more of why I'm not feeling it later, but first I will tell you what we're gonna work on today. So my friend and I play D&D with my family, and we decided to paint our first miniatures, and it was a lot of fun. I got us some golden So Flat Matte acrylic paint because you can use that for painting models and for painting on canvases, etc. So I thought it would be a good dual purpose thing. And I've heard you can thin it out and use it in airbrushes too, so that might be an interesting thing to try at some point. So yeah, my friend mixed up a truly ridiculous amount of paint. And I was like, well, we're not going to waste that. So I had him paint this little cauldron thing that I got at Michael's. Just had him do the background on it. Because I was like, well, you know, like maybe I'll think of something to do with it someday, you know? And I had also had the thought that it would be really cute to make a little octopus sculpture, and the octopus is holding a little sign up that you can like exchange every day to like go, today I'm feeling like fish, and today I'm feeling like happy birds, and today I'm feeling like frogs. And I was just gonna make like a bunch of little signs for this little octopus sculpture to be holding. And then he painted this up, and I was like, oh, I could paint an octopus in the cauldron, and the octopus could be holding a little sign up. And so that is why I am drilling into this little cauldron thing. And it is thick. Like, that thing is like an inch thick at least. Like, it is a honkin' piece of wood, but it's super light. I don't know what it's made out of. Maybe pine? Pine's a light wood, right? This video is going to have a lot of all over the place things in it, and one of them is I used Sarah Renee Clark's color catalog for the first time. So if you are noticing, this cauldron is painted this kind of dusky pink, and I was like, I never paint with that color. I don't know what to use with it. This is like the perfect opportunity to bust this out. And since you can search by color or by keyword or like theme, I think, it is a super handy thing to have, especially if you happen to have gotten these fabulous little beasts. These are the color cubes. They have the same information, only they are physical copies of it. And I really like being able to use them both together. This is, like I said, the first time I've used them, and I'm already super impressed. They come with little stickers if you get both of them, so that you can put the sticker on the outside of the box so that you're not like, what is this thing again? The cards are so nice, and yes, I am just petting them. I don't know about you guys, but like I grew up having like these like physical cards of like animals and other like assorted like teaching stuff, and that's what this reminded me of. So it's just nice. I'm a very tactile person, and having these makes me so happy. And I really I think you can just page through these on a day when you're maybe not super inspired and be like, wow, I've never used that color set before. I'm going to try these today. And apparently I watched the review on this from the Frugal Crafter, and she said that almost all of these images are copyright free. So I would double check before doing anything with these that you were going to sell, but these should, almost all of these, oh, look at that, look at those colors. Yeah, anyways, it was really hard to make this video because I just wanted to drop everything in the middle of it and paint something with that colorway, because look at that. Yeah, anyways. And all the cards are numbered, and the numbers match the numbered pages in the color catalog too. So it's all matchy-matchy. And the cards are really nice. I have no regrets about getting these, and they live on my desk, and they will live on my desk forever. I had a good laugh at myself because I picked two colorways that were basically the same. And I didn't realize it until I sat them down next to each other and I was like, huh, I'll probably want to paint one of those. And then I didn't. I picked the ones with the cool oranges because I thought I kind of like orange octopuses. Yep. So I like orange ones. I tend to do that when I paint them. So, spoiler, I paint the octopus orange. Okay, so this is another one of the things that I kind of ended up doing during this video. So a lot of mini painters, and a lot of other painters honestly, use a wet palette when they paint. And so I had gotten a Masterson Stay Wet palette like a long time ago to use for my oil painting, but I never used like the sponge or the paper that went with it. I just wanted some place to put my glass palette that I could put a lid on for my cats to stay out of. And I was like, you know what? I could just cut all that down into this really cool tin that I got while I was garage sailing this summer. And then I can use that as my Stay Wet palette. And you guys, it works so good. I am so excited. As I've mentioned before, I am doing a no-buy. And I think I'm going to just say for the year of 2023, I'm doing a no-buy. Because I don't think 6 months is long enough for me. Like, I have a lot of stuff and I really just need to calm down and stop buying everything and just have fun and use my art supplies. Like, I could have bought a Stay Wet palette and I wouldn't have gotten to make my own. Like, there are so many things that I can do with what I already have, so I just need to take a deep breath, Annie Noodle, and just do things with what you already have. So, this guy is being painted using my Turner acrylic gouache. I should call it acryl gouache because it's not acrylic gouache. That is Holbein. It's just acryla is easier for me to say than acryl. Acryl? Yeah. So I'll probably continue to mess that up forever. So I left a lot of this mixing footage in here just so that you could see. Like, mixing colors to do color matching is not super easy, and it's not necessarily intuitive if you haven't actually studied color theory. So I'm trying to mix the orange right now, and I am mixing an orange with a sienna. I think it's a raw sienna. And then in order to kind of dull the color down a little bit, I actually add a little white in there. And I just wanted you to see that because color mixing is weird. In case you were ever feeling frustrated, like, yeah, color mixing is weird. So you actually have to study how to do it. And especially when you're painting with a gouache, and acrylic gouache is still a gouache. It color shifts. Yeah. Yeah, so eventually I'm going to do a video about the difference between a matte acrylic paint and acrylic gouache, because they're not the same thing at all. I just getting that out there right now in case you were, watching this video thinking about taking on some Turner acrylic gouache, because they're just a matte acrylic paint, and they are not. They are a gouache. So, I'm a little bit behind on my video for this week again. Today is actually Saturday. It is Christmas Eve. It is the afternoon. I like to get my videos out way earlier than this. Like, I like to get them out on Friday, but Saturday morning at the latest, and it just did not happen this week. Part of it is that this project is long and complicated, and wow, I had no idea what I was getting into and how long all this was going to take me. Yeah, because I had to make little signs for my octopus guy to hold, and yeah, it was a very involved process. I had so much fun though. Like, yeah, I got no regrets, but it took a while. But also, so today is Christmas Eve, and first of all, I just want to say Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Saturday if you don't celebrate the holidays. Yeah, so the weather here, and this is kind of why I'm in a meh mood. the weather here, and basically in the entire country, in the entire US right now, it's really cold. It is, with wind chill, has been getting to down past 40 below. And in case you don't know, 40 below is like the place where Fahrenheit and Celsius meet. So in case you're wondering, like, 40 below and what? It doesn't matter. It was really cold, okay? And that was with wind chill. So, but I mean, like, that's enough. I had to go get groceries and I walked back to my car and I actually thought I got frostbite on my face, just like in the like 50 feet that I had to walk in the wind. It was not fun. And I've been having to go out and about at least a couple times a day because I am watching my friend's kitties for him while he is down in Florida with his family, which, I mean, like, that's great. I'm glad that he got to go, obviously. And I don't mind watching his cats because I love his cats. They are so cute. But I also wouldn't mind not being here for this weather. And I looked ahead in the forecast and like the day he comes back, the temperatures increase to like a bearable level again. And I'm like, really? Like every single day he's gone, it's been just either snowing a ridiculous amount or unbelievably cold. And and the second he comes back, it's going to actually be above freezing again. And then another reason that I am a little bit down right now is I just heard that my grandniece is sick and our whole family was supposed to go over there for Christmas tomorrow. And so obviously we're not going to be doing that. And so we're trying to like figure out how we're going to do Christmas and remake plans. And it sounds a little bit like I'm just hanging out by myself at home tomorrow, which is a little bit sad. So you guys might get a weird, spontaneous Christmas video tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But yeah, and obviously I'm sad that my family isn't feeling well. Like, you know, I don't want them to be sick either. Like, so, and we clearly don't want her to miss Christmas. Like, so definitely going to be rescheduling that and maybe doing a couple different Christmas activities. And you know, like most families, I also already celebrated Christmas once, like last week with a part of my family, and then, yeah. So it's not like Christmas is canceled or anything, it's just, you know, you start getting excited about seeing people, and then plans have to change. It is what it is. So I included just like a little bit of random outdoors footage. I mean, because A, it's beautiful, and then like you guys can really see, this is the view from my studio desk. And it sounds like a freight train in my house. Like the wind is blowing so hard. But that was yesterday, and today the sun is out and the wind is way less horrible than that. I might actually be able to shovel and have it not just get buried again. Oh, so in my process right now, I made a little paper cutout that fits inside of the frame that I'm going to use for my little octopus sign. And then I just made it out of a thin sheet of Sculpey. And yeah, just testing to see if it would fit. Yep. It's not really complicated, so I haven't been explaining a lot of what I've been doing. I will say that, so I got a silicone mold. This is where I got that little frame from. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you've seen it before. And I have done a resin cast of it, and it turned out pretty good. I haven't done a Sculpey. I haven't done a cast in Sculpey before, and it was a pain. So that's why it's not recorded, is it took me like, you know, a solid 45 minutes of me just carefully putting clay into that mold to make sure it came out okay. I wanted to leave this footage in so that you know that I do keep my sketches around to like refer back to, because I can't always see what I was trying to do when I made these lines when I'm doing my tracing, and I'm like, what is this blob? I don't know. No, it's an eye. Okay. Also, in the upper left-hand corner is a kind of a spoiler for an upcoming video that I'm working on that also has to do with sculpting and mold making and making giant fun messes and getting frustrated and all of the good things that art brings into our lives. So I've been really trying to branch out a little bit style-wise, and I figured that since I knew I was going to keep this octopus for myself, I would be okay trying out, like, instead of doing like a wet blended like shading technique, to do these little hatch marks, because I think they're fun and they look interesting. I don't know if it's really a me thing or not. I have to do some more experimenting, but I mean, it was fun to do, and I'm really happy with how it turned out in the end. But yeah, I don't know if it's for me. Also, I changed my mind on the octopus's eye like 15 times. Because in the sketch he had like a happy little eye, and then like when I drew it on later, I made him like a full eye that was open and looking at you. And now you can see he's back to his happy little squinty eye, and this is where he stays. I painted it on there and I was like, oh no, that's so cute. So, like I said, this guy turned out to be a lot more involved than I thought he was going to be to start with, and a lot of what I did to get from the beginning to the finished product kind of got cut, or there's barely any. There's just enough to show you that I did it, like that 5-second clip of me painting the outside. Like, that's all there is of that one. And then, like, oh, here I am painting these little inserts. Like, if I would have kept all of that stuff in here, like, even little bits of it, just enough to explain what I did, this would have been like an hour-long video. So, yeah, if you have any questions about my process, I will happily answer them. But, like, I just could not keep all this, like, I couldn't even keep all the steps in. Like, there's no way. So I ordered a few more things, and I think that once those get here, I will have all of the stuff that I need to start doing editing on my computer, and I am super stoked about it. Ooh, and I ordered myself a lapel clip mic so that, you know, I can, you know, regulate my volume better. I think that's a thing people might appreciate. So I am now painting the little inserts that fit into that frame, and this one is inspired by the daisies that are still sitting on my desk in their vase. They've lasted like a month now. I double checked just to make sure that they're not plastic, and they are not. They just last forever. Daisies are impressive. Yeah. And so this one, I decided to do something totally different. And I went with like a cute little flying serpent guy. And I don't know if I have talked about that little bear you can see, but that is Sculpey that I pushed into a silicone mold for gummy bears. Just because I was trying something different, like, but thematically it just doesn't make sense. Like, I just stuck some corals on him, and I was like, well, that's, yeah, you're fine. Like, you can really see that my massive efforts were not put into making the little bear thing really cool. I was like, yeah, okay. On the other hand, I am really happy with how this frame turned out. I was a little bit worried there for a while. Especially after I do this dry brush on it. It just looks so neat, I think. But I was a little bit worried there for a while that I wouldn't be able to use polymer clay in that mold because it was just too detailed. But it turns out I just needed to finesse it. And so now here we are at the end. Here is Octo Guy holding the daisies by the daisy vase. in the beautiful sun, and there is another little zoomy on his face. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for this year. It's been really fun starting a YouTube channel. That's what the little dragon guy looked like. He's hanging out with his buddies. And here's my cat saying hi and looking grumpy because I won't let him drink my paint water. See you guys later. Bye-bye.